Muy buenos dias. Good morning. Hope you are well, staying positive and focused on what you can control. Welcome to Cafecito con Ace. Drop in the chat where you are tuning in from. Use this time to network and to connect with one another during this Cafecito con Ace charla. My name is Patricia Mota, and I serve as President and CEO of HACE, the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement, national nonprofit whose mission since 1982 is to positively impact workplaces by cultivating the pipeline of Latino talent, providing our community the insight, access, and support to be successful in their careers. A few key things to highlight in terms of up and coming events, opportunities to engage with us is our one, El Futuro, which is our high school program. If you know of any high school students that could benefit from an enriching opportunity to learn soft skills, to connect with Latino role models, and to really learn more about what are the opportunities for them and possible career trajectories, we're having an information session too, in fact, this week. And so check those out on our events page, but also on the chat here below as well. So please, if you're a parent or if you know of a parent of a high school student, or if you're a high school student, well, you shouldn't be because you should be in class. I think school is for most people. Please share and spread the word. Secondly, we are hosting an executives leadership tour event with the Major League Baseball in New York. And so folks out there, please join us. Great opportunity to learn, connect with great leaders in the MLB, get to know what are some opportunities there, and to network. You're always promoting networking and building your network with ASE, and that's an amazing opportunity to do so, especially in the sports arena. Next thing, if you know, Hispanic Heritage Month, we're getting ready to kick that off here soon. We celebrate September 15th through October 15th, so that's coming up. So please make sure to check out what ASE has going on. But to kick off with us, we are kicking off the day before on September 14th with our partners at Omnicom Media Group in New York. This is a hybrid event. So with this hybrid event, we're encouraging you to host a watch party, whether it's with your ERG, BRG. If you don't have anything planned yet or want to use this as to help you kick it off, please join us and register for that. And last but not least, because I can go on and on and on, we're having our virtual career fair. If you're looking for your next career opportunity or know someone who is, please share with them the free opportunity to engage with employers on September 21st. And again, all of this can be found on the ASE events page or even on the comments section, because I know we've got some of our colleagues that are dropping the information here with us. And so I'm so excited to drop into and start our conversation with our special guest here this morning, Sharon Florez, who is a student at University of Chicago. She was one of many interns that we've had from the University of Chicago, and she is nearing the end of her internship. Got to share a little bit with our team yesterday in terms of how that experience was like, and you'll get to hear more too. But Sharon, Cafecito con Ace, our first question is, how do you like your cafecito, your coffee, or your morning beverage of choice prepared?
Yeah, I usually like my coffee with a lot of milk. So half coffee, half milk. And instead of sugar, I put Nesquik on it. So it could be a little bit more like chocolate milk coffee.
So it's leche. It's some milk with some coffee.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've had a lot of those around here with our cafecito con ace, and especially I think for me in the summertime, I like to make the iced coffees. We're having a hot one for those of us in Chicago today, so please make sure you're staying cool and hydrated. And coffee could be one way, I guess, to do that. Sharon, we had such an amazing experience getting to know you with the ASE team. You joined our team meetings. Please join, and those of you tuning in, if you have any questions, or please have those ready to go as well. But Sharon, share your cultural, your background, how you got to becoming a student at U Chicago, and then your internship that you got to experience with ASE.
Sure. Okay. So actually 100% from Nicaragua. My parents are from Nicaragua. My family's from Nicaragua. And I grew up in Miami. I had to work really, really hard in high school. I had to work, have a job, multiple jobs to be able to like feed myself. And I ended up at U Chicago. Just I randomly decided to apply because I looked up schools that look most like Harry Potter. And I applied, and when I got in, I had no idea because it went straight to my spam folder, and I couldn't even believe it when I checked my spam folder and I saw it, and I was like, this is not real. And now I'm here in U Chicago on a full ride scholarship.
Full ride scholarship. Well, congratulations, Sharon. That's an amazing accomplishment. And shout out to all of our Nicaraguenses that are tuning in, right? Because I love that, we have that representation, that diversity in our Latino community. And how was your experience in terms of you were our programs and marketing intern? So it's kind of a hat that you got to explore two departments within the organization. And tell us about your experience. What did you learn? What resonated? And just so that you all know, tuning in, yesterday during our team meeting, Sharon shared a beautiful deck of slides showcasing her background, what she got to work on. And there was a ton on there, Sharon, that was just very impressive.
Yeah, so first, why I chose to intern with Asset is because I'm a comparative human development and human rights major at U Chicago. And to me, what's really important is being able to offer communities solutions that are culturally based, you know? So we don't want to come and approach other communities with a Western perspective. So to me, that was really important. And I want to be able to service the Hispanic community in some way. So I interned with Asset. And I have had an incredible experience. Before I interned with Asset, I felt like I was very alone in a primarily white institution. And I also felt like I didn't have enough mentors. But once I joined the Asset team, I felt very mentored and supported by everybody. I learned that it's okay to ask for help. I learned more about what thought leadership was, about Latino values versus corporate values, and how to lead with your culture. I learned that there are a lot of other Latino professionals that are like wanting to advance and develop. I learned more about the diversity and inclusion world. Um, and most importantly, from like everyone, I learned a lot about who I want to be and what direction I want to go. It kind of, for me, like this experience made me realize that I really do want to work in the nonprofit world. And my colleagues have been so supportive. They've given me so much advice, so many books um, about basically how to be a better person, how to be a better leader, how to be a better person in like your community. And also another thing that was really important to me was being able to like reframe rejection that you receive from other people, and to really make a space for yourself and stop trying to make other white people comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
And to stand up and say what you want to say. So
beautiful, beautiful. And I'm sure many folks that have gone through ASTE programs, whether as a student or as a professional, can relate on so many levels, right? Like we've had folks that have gone through our programs, whether they're early on in their career or mid-career. They say, oh, I wish I would have known about us or participate us as a student, right? And so that's why we love that we are able to offer the student programs, because if we can get you before, or engage you, I should say, before you get into the workforce, like how critical that is, to be able to have that awareness that you now have, which is super critical, because that's what differentiates us. There's a ton of leadership, there's a ton of programs out there, but the key is cultural relevancy, is making sure that we are meeting people where they are, we are meeting communities where they are, and helping them provide the space to build that self-awareness. Because I truly believe it's that the more self-aware we are in terms of who we are, our culture, and get comfortable in being able to express ourselves and communicate with that, the more powerful we are as communicators, as influencers, and as leaders. And so Sharon, thank you for sharing that. Shout out to our U Chicago partners that support us with internships, and of course the team, right, who you worked with, Lisandra and the Araceli and the team that you got to work with closely throughout this summer that went by way too fast. So Sharon, one of the programs that we have, which we're excited you're also going to participate in, right? You got to know ASE firsthand. You were in the weeds because you were an intern, right? So you got to learn a lot more than a typical university leadership program participant would have learned. But you are going to be a university leadership program participant here coming up. Can you tell our audience more about what your understanding of the program is, what you're going to be, and what's you're most excited about?
Okay, well, I'm most excited that it's a professional development program for
Mm-hmm.
university students going into the workforce. And I feel like that's really important, at least for somebody like me. I'm a first generation student, so like I can't take really advice from my family. So this would be a great opportunity for me. I'm excited that it's free. I'm excited that for the resources that I'll have the knowledge necessary to be able to lead with my cultural values, but also like starting at the same level ground as like my white counterparts. I think that's very important. Also, knowing the amount of effort and work that goes behind this, of working as a programs intern, I was a marketing intern, but I see how hard programs works on making these programs exist and work and function. So to me, like I know that I'm gonna have a great quality experience. I think that if anyone's interested, the program is sponsored by Ferrara Candy Company, and it'll be about 25 undergrad students
Mm-hmm.
worldwide, and you will receive a $1,000 stipend at the end of the program upon completion. So I recommend that you guys sign up, or if you know anyone.
And I'm pretty sure, knowing Ferrari, you're gonna get some candy too. Thank you to Ferrari for the support of our university program, and then of course the stipend, which is meaningful for our students to be able to support them through their college education journey, and to be able to take time to go through a professional leadership development training such as this program. And so, those of you interested in learning more, please check out the ASET website as well. And so, Sharon, we'll take some questions. If anybody has any comments, question, if you're currently an intern somewhere, if you want to, talk about that, or if you have any questions regarding the ASET internship program, please let us know. And while we're doing that, Sharon, I know there's a lot of things that we're excited about in terms of your future, and what you're going to be able to give back to society. You already are, but in the future, in terms of your career. And so I'm most excited about that, and to continue to follow your career trajectory. What are you most excited about is your think about your career in the future?
Well, I'm really excited that I'm going to be able to. I know for sure that I'm going to go into the nonprofit world. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited that I got to have these opportunities, because what if I went into it and I realized I didn't like it? So I'm just glad that I know that I really, really like want to do this. And
Mm-hmm.
at first, I thought I was going to go straight to law school, but now I know for sure that I'm going to take at least a decade off my like from going to law school and use that time to do nonprofit work.
And any advice for your peers out there that perhaps haven't had an internship yet? Uh, any advice or recommendations you would give to them?
Yeah, for sure. I would say be up to date with your career center because they do always
Mm.
opportunities. And I recommend finding a way to intern with Asset or joining one of our leadership programs. So, because I think a lot of it is also the opportunities are there, but also it's having like the empowerment to be able to do it, and feel like you are enough. So I feel like these leadership programs really help you meet yourself there.
I love that. I love that. So we'll see if we have any questions from the audience or comments. Um, so we'll wait here for a second. Anything else you want to share, Sharon, before we?
No, that's okay.
We've got Lisandra, and we all know Lisandra because you directly work with her and Araceli on the team. What is a highlight or piece of advice you received during your internship that resonated with you?
I would say I received a lot of really good advice. One of them, like I said, was to reframe rejection, and to hear more than speak. Pay attention to what people
Mm,
are talking about, so then you can know what to offer them, or how to talk to them, what they like to talk about. People, how to make them comfortable just by listening.
mm.
their needs are, based on what they're telling you. So
That's great. Reframing. I think that's a lot with mindset. And Melinda is asking about one of our other team members, your favorite book. It sounds like you got a lot of book recommendations from the team. So I don't know if one of those, if you've gotten to read them, but what would you say?
okay, I have a lot of favorite books. It's so hard to choose. But on the top of my head, A Small Place by Jamaica Kincaid, such a good book. And also right now that I'm reading, I'm like halfway through My Beloved World by Sonia Sotomayor, and she
Oh,
goes
yes.
into her experience and her life growing up, and it's just this wonderful story that she tells herself, and I'm just every page I read, I'm like impressed by her. So
I love that one too. The other one that you mentioned, the first one, what is that one about?
A Small
A
Place.
Small Place, yeah.
A Small Place is like a critique of tourism and an island in the Caribbean. So it's basically talking about how tourists come into people's homeland and why they do it, how they feel better about themselves by realizing, oh, at least I don't live like this. Like I'm just glad I don't live like this. So when they come back home, they can feel more comfortable. And yeah, it's a really, really, really powerful book. I'd recommend it to anyone, and it's a quick read. And I every time I reread the book, I'm like, wow, that was powerful. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Is it like when I reread books, you take something different every time or something
yeah. But
that
it's
happens
just
with me?
to me, it's like the power of her words. Like she just used
Hmm.
perfect words to deliver what she wanted to say, Um, and every time it just impresses me that she was able to put those words together in the way that she did.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's a really great book.
That's awesome. If you all have any books that you recommend, that's your favorite, drop them in the chat, the comment section. Again, this is an opportunity for us to engage with one another, to connect, and to let us know how can ASE support you, engage with ASE, and most importantly, build community with ASE, as we love to do with our programs and our events throughout the year. We've got a lot coming up on the horizon, and as Sharon shared with us, she will be participating in our university leadership program. So we're excited for that and for your ongoing journey with the ASE community as you continue to advance in your own educational aspirations, but your career, Sharon. So thank you all for tuning in. Sharon, my last question for you is, what are you most hopeful for?
Okay, that's a good one. I think that I'm really hopeful that the educational situation in Florida gets better. Um, I'm really hopeful that students will have their books returned to the shelves and that we can just reform the educational system.
I love that. I love that aspirational hope. It's a educational system. There's so much that needs to be reformed. So it's a big one. And I had a lot of great conversations with those in education last week about that. And so Sharon, thank you so much for your time today. We're super proud of you, super excited to continue your journey with us. And thank all of you for tuning in. Hasta la próxima. Until next time, everyone. Take care. Bye. Thank you, Sharon.